it is, man. It's the Find Me One Lie. Find Me One Lie. Find Me One Lie podcast. It was long overdue. It's here. We're going to explain it all. People ask me, Punch, when you coming back to potting? I'm going to answer it all. And I'm here. And I got my brother with me. And I'm going to let him introduce I'm going to let him introduce himself. You've probably seen him everywhere around the world with me. It's been a fun time. But yeah, man. It's Punch.
That's it, man. It's just perfect. Your brother's in the building now. What can I say?
Love it,
That's
man.
it.
I'm very excited.
That's it. You guys know me now.
I am.
Hope. Maybe not, maybe, but we here. What can I say?
I mean, some people see you and you've been on flights, you're traveling, you're on tour with us. What's the role while you're on tour? Let's start there, and then we'll get it rocking.
Yeah, I move around with them. I do all the pictures, the videos. I'm the behind-the-scenes guy. That's why you might not see me as often as I like, but we here. That's why I'm here, in front of the camera. That's it.
Yeah, I love it. I just thought it was like the perfect mix because instead of going and being like, yo, who are we going to go? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? I said, why don't I have the guy that's actually with me every day? Why don't I go? Let's put Little Bro in position to win. And, this is what it is. This is what you're supposed to do. Yeah. But you are the moderator.
Man. I'm not going to lie. I see a lot.
Yes, 100%.
I'm going to know a lot of the answers to the questions, but that's it, man. Yeah. I want to know. I want to know more. We'll elaborate.
I understand, man. So
show the people.
It's a perfect place. So it's like, you're the moderator of this conversation. I'm here to give the answers and the thoughts. Where are we taking episode 1, Find Me One Lie to? I'm following your lead. Where we going?
Why the pod? Why now, brother?
Why Punch? Why the pod? Punch, why pod? Why pod? Why pod? I'm going to answer. Number 1, I see people that don't got money talk about it. I see people that's never made music speak on it. I see people that are yelling and ranting and raving about life and they haven't lived any. I'm disgusted. I know these mics, $200 to stand, $100, get a camera, and trust me, you look like you think you're a media network with $500. And I think that's the biggest problem with all podcasts. You get what I mean? Because so many people are like, I can just do this. I can do it too. I can do it too. And they have no level of validity to the speech that they're just putting out. And Instagram, with the success of Reels, now it's like, 100%. Yo, just put out videos. Mm-hmm. So now what do is we got people that have never spoke before, that people do not care about, they're putting this out, and when Instagram is suggesting it, we're just getting all of this vomit of thought process and mess from people who have never done shit, but they like talking.
I was going to ask you, too, what does it mean to you to start a pod? Because I know, as you said, like, so many people just sitting here, $500, throwing in the equipment, thinking that they're going to make it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
What is it to start a pod?
Yeah, what does it mean?
So, I think...
You can't just buy the equipment, you know what I'm saying? And just be like, yo, I'm that guy now. Post a couple reels and be like, I'm going to blow up.
Yo, I promise
you know what I'm saying?
That's the idea right there. Yeah. That's what they're thinking. What it is to start a pod, I think the biggest thing with a podcast is this. And I know that not everybody's going to have a fan base before they start, or everybody doesn't have a resume before they just start ranting and raving. Mm-hmm. But I think the biggest goal for people who are trying to start a pod, I think they need to be a little bit more humble with their point of view, unless you are somebody who got a belt on something to be like, I could talk like this. Yeah, I literally, like I said it, I have seen people who have never wrote a bar, sang a note, hit a drum pad, or punched in an artist as an engineer. I've heard them do. They've never done anything with the creation, but their opinions are. It's like they're yelling on the megaphone.
They know exactly what they're talking about,
and they know everything. And that's the arrogance that I hate. That's the arrogance I want to stop. Mm-hmm. Find Me One Lie is it started about pulling people cards, telling you the raw truth. Harsh. I'm not that nice. I'm not the you can do it teacher.
Yeah.
I'm not the come on, I believe in you. I'm the let me tell you why you probably gonna lose. Now,
some people need that, you know?
A lot more people need it than they try to talk about. But I think the true point about everything is I give that hardcore, like harsh, in your face, I'm not trying to be nice, advice and perspective. And I think a lot more people, they need to hear that and kind of get their ideas pushed against before. Because you don't want to know what the grandest thing? The problem with podcasts is that there's no tryout level. There's nothing that you have to do to be like, I'm a podcaster.
Yeah. There's no standard.
There's no standards. The problem about podcasting and starting a podcast is that there are not any standards to be like, I bought a microphone. And they're putting on their friend and they're doing this and they're doing that. And I don't think I'm the almighty, but I've been doing music. I've been doing entrepreneurship for 20 years.
He knows what he's doing.
Since I was in high school, I'm doing this shit where I'm like, yo, I've been living and breathing this, buying every mixtape, learning all the words, buying albums, reading the credits, doing my homework to where when I talk about this shit now, I'm not just talking out my ass. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest problem. That's what I hate the most.
No, I get it, though. I get it. Because pause, you give it to them raw and unfiltered. You know what I mean? They need to hear it like that. Like
I think that's the biggest problem. I think most people want a very catered, a very delicate meal given to them. Like, what do you think I should do? And I think that we need more people that's like, stop talking. You don't know what you're talking about, and that's okay. Just chill. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think what podcasts hurt. What podcasts hurt is that it hurt the allure for the guest.
Got you.
You get what I'm saying? Like, the allure for the guest has been the biggest problem, because before it used to be like, yo, I'm about to get interviewed. Like, you had to be somebody to get interviewed. Now, because the equipment is so affordable, everybody can get interviewed. Before, you used to have to go to school. And I don't think school is the end-all, be-all. But you used to have to do things before you were like, I could afford to be in a studio. Before I could build out these networks. Before I could just get on. And now they just have random people. Now, there are some people who are naturally gifted. I'm not a hater. But majority aren't.
Yeah.
The cold hard
I see that. I get that.
Majority of y'all don't know what you're talking about. You don't have good mic etiquette. You're only confident in your home or in your studio. Most of these people couldn't go on the stage and talk how they talk.
Yeah.
They're just being really bold in like the privacy of their home. And I think all of those are really, really tough to deal with when they're critiquing people and they're telling people about their music or their art or their business. And I just think it's a lot more damaging than what we like to.
Yeah, when they do it in the comfort of their own home, it's different. You know, it's not right.
And
then you do this shit outside on the road, it's different. It's a different game.
Yeah, you know, and then you gotta know. I think, man, I said it the other day. Sometimes the punch, no pun on this, but the punch in the mouth reality is something that everybody needs to live with. Like, I've seen some of the bloggers and podcasters and streamers. They talk very aggressive to artists. They talk really, really tough. And they've never really got a punch in their mouth. Pause. But really, like, because you need to know that you can't just talk to people anyway. You need to know that this is a real, although affordable, although easy to own, it's a real thing. So when you put this out into the internet, some people don't know that you're just talking your opinions. It's extremely harmful to people.
100%.
This microphone has a lot more power than what some people like to admit. And when they go on these rants and they do what they do, they're hurting the game way more than they want to be.
Back in the day, it was the pen was mightier than the sword. Now it's the mic. You know what I'm saying? It's
I'm not
crazy.
mad at that at all.
It's crazy.
I agree.
I get it.
I think I agree. I just want people to take this a lot more serious. I want the podcast culture to be taken more serious again. I love podcasts. I listen to mental health. I listen to motivational. I'm listening to music interviews. I'm listening to producers talk. I listen to podcasts about movies. I love long form content. I love it. I love when someone who knows what they're talking about is talking.
That's it.
But I think the biggest problem is that we're losing respect for what this started out as. You get what I mean? Like, this started out about being an online broadcast. That's what podcasting started out as, right? So if it started like that, then where did it just go to? I got a mic. Let me tell you why men is better than women, and let me tell you why women better than, and it now deaf to the podcast. You get what I'm saying? So
No, I get
what
it.
I want,
No diss, Fresh and Fit.
you know,
No
like
diss.
this. No, I like and let me tell you something. Let me tell why I like Fresh and Fit, and I'm gonna be real. Why I like Fresh and Fit is because they did what they did and they're the first.
Mm-hmm.
The things that I get frustrated with is the fact that there's like 15 Fresh and Fits.
Facts.
So if they're the ones
100%.
that's going to be on they bully and be like, yo, guys, get off your ass, go do this. That's another reason why I like Myron and I like Fresh, because they on that hard shit. Like, yo, listen, the world isn't nice. The world is not calm. It's not sweet. The world will not bend for you. I promise you. No matter how much you want the world to bend for you, it won't.
That shit ain't happening.
So when someone is on there like, yo, this is how I'm giving it up, I love it. Because that's reality. That's reality. I feel like as a young man, I came up athletics. I was playing ball. I was doing a bunch of shit, but athletics was really what kind of carved me, growing up. And I think that the best thing that happened is someone might bust your ass one day. Literally go to practice.
That's life. That shit knock you down. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, though.
Yeah.
So when people are running away from competition or they're running away from that aggression, they're running away from the conflict, then they never really know what it's like, oh, that's what it feels like to get knocked on my ass.
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, that's what it feels to get my ass bust. Oh, shit. That's what people need. They need a wake-up call to be like, yo, I'm getting my ass kicked. What to do? Or even don't do too much because I could get my ass kicked.
Facts.
That's the punch in the face. You know what I mean? The punch in the mouth theory. If you know the last time I spoke bigger than my muscles could go, I got punched in the mouth.
You got put back down.
You now know, don't say too much before I get punched in the mouth.
100%. Yeah.
But because they run from the conflict, they don't feel it, so they get empowered by the microphone, and then the fuck restarts.
No, I get it.
You get what I'm saying? It's like it's
100%.
a whole. I love it, man. I'm happy. I'm happy to get out a lot of thoughts, man. You know, we talk so often on. We travel the world. We're on these airplanes. We're on these road trips, going on tours, doing shows, and we talk often.
Spend a lot of time. Hell yeah.
And I've been trying to get a lot of these thoughts out because I think that the biggest problem with people is that they're missing reality. Mm-hmm. They're missing it. You get what I mean? Like, I life coached for a long time. Last couple of years of my life, really making sure that I'm there for people and being like, yo, what is this? Like, what is it that you need? And a lot of people need to be sat down and just told the truth.
It's a fact. 100%. Not a lot of people get it often, though. You know what I mean? Because
it's so comfortable and so favorable to just tell someone what they want to hear.
Of course. It's the easy way. It's the easy way out.
It's so...
you know you got a true friend when you got someone that's going to tell you the hard way. You
like,
know
yo, bro, like,
tell you real. You know,
fucking up.
You fucked up.
You fucking up. You know...
That shit is not good. That shit ain't right. When they tell you that, that's how you know that you're mad.
Yeah. Something. And I mean, there's also... Because there's the haters, too. The ones that just pick at you all the time.
But they do that behind the scenes, though, and they don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Most of the hating is done behind the scenes to the other friends in the group. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Not a bad perspective.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
All right, man. Let's talk about what's going on right now. Now, you manage Rotimi. Obviously, yes. I know about everything about it, but we got to tell the people.
Yes. I manage Rotimi now. For everybody listening, it's 2025. Happy New Year. I've been managing Rotimi since 2023. And where I'm at with Ro is it's been a great time. You know, with Ro, I think the biggest thing that I learned is that the first lesson I learned what being with Rotimi was that it was bigger than rap. And I needed that lesson. Because what happened is that I started to just view music as it was just rap. Yeah. All of music rap. And that sounds ridiculous, but when I met Ro years ago, but when me and Ro got back in the loop, the greatest thing that happened to me was just being reminded that there was just more music out there. And he opened my eyes to how much I miss R&B and how much that quality of music is just overlooked. And the number one thing that we did when we first linked up was just figure out, like, what's that music that we both miss the most.
Yeah, 100%.
And we just started building from there. And I think one of the most important things was because I produce all of the music with Ro. I write majority of the stuff with him. Probably 90% of the music that's come out, I've had pen on it. And when me and him are writing, I take hours and hours and hours and hours of time of learning him. You get what I mean? And
you spend
asking
all that
him
time
questions.
together, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And knowing, yo, so how was it with this girl? Oh, yeah, you told me about this one. Yo, how was it when your man stole from you? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, and when moms told you this, how'd you feel? And then when you were wifey, I'm able to know all of it. So when we're designing the records, I'm helping him. It's like when people do biographies.
It's very relevant to
you get what I mean? And they're just kind of just spewing out their whole life, and then someone writes it in chronological form. That's where I'm at with it.
No, I get it. Yeah. It's definitely the way, though.
It's been exciting because when I'm with him, I find someone who's very... I've worked with a lot of artists in my life. I've wrote for a lot of artists in my life. I've produced for a lot of artists in my life. And I want to go back and remind people, I wrote for a lot of artists that have been around me. I have written raps for the rappers you've seen around me. It's happened. And I think the toughest part about that is when you're writing for a rapper, it's like so progressive for their brand.
Yeah.
That they want to hide it, and it's okay. And I learned to just take it like, all right, I'll take that on the chest.
They don't give credit like that.
It is what it is, especially with writing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think rappers could help that. I think rappers could help that by just being like, yo, so-and-so produced this record with me. Because they can give, you don't, when you're giving credit, you can really submit it any way that you want.
Yeah.
It's contracts that really matter. Your publishing splits and everything is going to go the right way no matter what.
No matter what, of course.
So when you're crediting it, they could just add people to the producers and just be like, yeah, this person helped me produce it. So if they don't want the credit, like, yeah, this person held my hand to write this.
Yeah.
You know, I've wrote for these rappers, and you're in the studio with them, and sometimes people, you know, fans, they love these rappers so much that they can't imagine that the rapper needed help.
Yeah, of course.
And I think the biggest problem is that people think that if you get help, that means that you couldn't do it by yourself.
It's like less credible.
It's as simple as this. I'll say this. Have y'all ever been in your house, you got an outfit on, you're like, yo, bro, you like it? You think it's fit? Are you asking because you can't dress yourself, or do you want a second opinion because their opinion would be helpful to you designing the outfit? You get me?
Yeah.
So if you take that exact thought process when rappers are like, yo, bro, you like this line? Nah, bro. This line would be like, this is the equivalent, like, yo, bro, wear the blue jacket, not the white one. Can that person not dress themselves? No, they could dress. You just gave them direction.
Yeah.
So when I've helped rappers write, and I've helped them with bars, or I helped them with a melody in the chorus, or even if I wrote a whole verse, it's like, nah, bro, wear this jeans with that jacket. I promise you, bro, girls coming. Like, it's so much easier in all these other spaces. And fashion is an artistic expression the same way. But people they don't get asked like, yo, who put together this outfit? Just that credit isn't worried about, but it's worried so heavily in music that they don't want to give credit. And I think that started to leave a bitterness with me to wanting to work with rappers, because when I was writing the raps, it's like, you don't get the credit.
Yeah.
You know, you get the back end splits. It's like, the business is cool, but you don't get the credit. I say all of that to say, working with Ro's like, yeah, Punch wrote this. Yeah, Punch, me wrote this. Yo, I wrote the melody to drive into the second verse. Punch wrote the first. It's the most unique thing. I've never met someone who's like, I don't need all the credit. I've never met an artist like this.
Yeah.
I've had many artists, and most of the artists are like, I did everything. You get what I'm saying? Especially when they're successful already.
Their head gassed up. That's what it is. You know what I mean?
It's 100%. But it's more like they just feel like they don't need you anymore.
Yeah, of course.
I have had artists that were like, yo, I need an Uber. I need food, big bro. Yo, can I come to your crib? Can I sleep by your house? Can you hold me down? Can you pick me up? Can you get me on the radio?
Till they blow up.
I've gotten everything. Then when they blow up, then it's like,
it's different.
Yo, my nigga, what you mean? You think you the star? And it's like, I don't think I'm the star.
Love ain't there.
I just know that I did this. Like, why can't you just... It's really, really, really disheartening, you know? And I think the biggest pain for me with a lot of the rappers was that they wouldn't be honest when I'd help them. And then of course, all of the mess outside of it. But with rappers, when you're producing with them, they don't like to give credit. And I've realistically wrote for almost every single artist. Almost every single artist you've seen me around, I've wrote raps for them. And I don't think it's that big of a deal, you know, to be really honest. You know, not all of their raps and not every single song.
Yeah,
Just,
of course. Yeah.
you get it here and there. You know what I mean? And I can rap really well. I think people confuse rapping really well and be like, well, if you can rap, why don't you get a song? It's mad shit. Like, do you have the momentum? Do you have the funding behind you? Do you have the timing? Do you have the image? Is it your time? Like, let's be real. If you were from Atlanta 10 years ago and you had a record, it's going number one immediately because Atlanta was just so hot. It was so on fire. Right now, Atlanta equivalently is not the number one hands down market at this exact second.
Right now.
Atlanta still got mad talent, but it's not the number one market as one time where it was just abusive.
Yeah.
Like even with all the attention that Kendrick has, there was so much excitement for the West Coast. If another artist or two or three would have came out with records that were big, it would have just blew. It would have went national.
Yeah.
You know, and some of them, a lot of them got a lot of records that are really, you know, that's doing really well regionally. But like if another rapper would have went, it would have went charted and went everything because it was the majority of the audience of the culture started to really become very inclined and interested in what that West Coast sound was like.
Yeah.
Because of the success of Kendrick. That I know that if another artist would have came at that point, they would have been in a really, really good position. You know? So it's like, because I've had that where I'll write, and then there's the artist fans, because artists have a very, very large fan base. Where they're like, you didn't write this. If you wrote this, write this here. You could. I think a lot of people, when they love an artist.
That's it. You can't tell them nothing about them, bro.
When y'all love y'all artists,
that's it.
Nobody could really tell them anything.
Anything. That's it.
It's such
they're in love, bro. They're in disbelief. They're like, no, that didn't happen. What are you talking about?
It's like this artist. They wouldn't do this. When there are artists that do horrible, terrible things. We could see it on tape. We could hear about it, and they'd be like, nah, not this artist.
That never happened.
Once they love you, they love you.
That's it.
You know, so I was always in the handicapped position, being the producer, or the manager, or the writer, the ghostwriter, whatever you was. So I didn't get those moments. And I say it all to get back to the core question about Ro. It's the dopest thing in the world when you with somebody that doesn't mind giving you credit. And for that, I owe him a million times of love and acknowledgement, because he's just doing something that 95% of the game wouldn't do, which is just give props to the people who help.
Show people who love around you, bro.
Hey, this person helped. Wow.
Yeah.
You know how many artists, and I'll say this, you know how I know a lot of artists? They're pieces of shit. Like, I'll just be real. If y'all remember, think about an artist. Watch this. I'm going to prove to you why there's a lot of artists that are really just fucked up human beings. Listen to any interview you want. I'm talking about Vlad, Breakfast Club, Big Boy, anything that you want. I'm just making it up. Any pod that y'all want, whatever, right? Listen to it. $1 million worth of game. Noriega, whatever, right? Drink champs. And watch artists, your favorite artists, be like, yeah, so I was with my man in the studio, or, yo, I went down and linked my homeboy, or, yo, my homegirl. They know that they have the biggest platform at the moment. And they'll be like, yeah, so I was with my man in the studio. You could just literally be like, yo, when I was with DJ Kevin,
that's it.
When I was with Mike, the producer, when I was with Stacy, my publicist, they won't do it. They just act like, yeah, so I was with my man. That is a sign that artists they're so...
Yeah.
Artists, y'all gotta do better. You're so selfishly driven. Watch every producer, songwriter, manager. Watch they all repost this because they're like, artists, just say their name.
It was just show the love.
And it's already in flow because they're already putting in the stories. They're already like, yeah, when I was with, and instead of just saying my boy, my guy, my friend, just say their name. Because you don't know how much that moment of you giving that shout out can springboard that person's life. Give that person that chance to win. That's all that's needed. Or maybe you actually do know, and that's the reason why you're not shouting them out in the first place.
That's a big fact too.
Find me one lie.
That's a fact. There we go.
I'm just talking.
No, I get it.
I'm just talking. It's a real thing, man. And y'all gonna notice that it happens so often. It's sad. It's sad how often it happens.
Even if it don't hurt somebody or help somebody, it's like, just show the love, man. Some people just need that. You know what I mean?
I think it's the most understated thing that happens.
Show them that they're recognized when they're putting in that work around. You know what I mean? Let them know.
It's the worst. I really think that it's one of the most common shady practices. It's very like, oh, I didn't know, you know, or I didn't notice it. They know exactly what's going on. Artists, y'all gotta do better. Say the people in your team's name. Even if you don't rock with them no more. Say it, because when they did the thing that you're bringing up happened, it'd be helpful to that person to be acknowledged. 100%. People just act like they just landed here, man. There is
not how that shit works.
For
you need people on the way.
For every single artist, there was their homeboy who helped fund it. There was their homeboy who gave them bread for studio. There was their homeboy that helped manage them at the beginning. That there's the guys that go around and play security. A lot of y'all artists are using your friends as your security. This is a reality. You want a real statement right now. A lot of you artists are using your friends as security, and that's cool. But send them a thing. Send them a little dollar for coming outside. I've been around rappers that won't even feed their crew. And then when the crew is doing bad, then they looking at their crew like this. And then when everybody on the outside and looks at that crew and goes, yo, what's up with them? Why son not? Like, feed your crew. Artists, there's the person that carries your bags. There's the person that opens the door for you. There's the person that goes into the restaurant to see if there's a seat. There's so much small things that people will send their friends to do. And that's okay. As an artist, you need all of those assistances.
Show them love on the way up, man.
Show them love while it's happening.
It ain't hard to drop a name.
Artists be in pictures with their friends and just have them in the background and don't tag them. I'm watching it happen every day.
Crazy.
They're there. They got the swipes. They only tag the star, don't tag their friend. Knowing that your friend would need that look and want that look so much. Artists, stop playing blind. You know better. Yeah, I know artists is going to run from reposting this. They're going to run from co-signing it because it's going to expose their hand and it's going to make them have to be supportive. When some artists get so used to it being the one-man band show.
No, I get it. Yeah.
That they're like, why do I got to bring attention to it? Because those people are helping you.
Yeah.
And last time I checked, mentioning somebody in a post just does absolutely nothing to hurt your post.
Of course not. Why would it?
You know, so we see it. I see it so often, man. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. You artists, you know, fashion designers, you singers, everybody, the talent.
Anybody that's up.
This is a message to the talent. Tag your friends. Message to talent. Tag your team. Message to talent. Tag your support system. Message to talent. That tag can change someone's life on the come up. That tag doesn't hurt you. That tag doesn't mean anything to you. But that tag can make or break the start of someone's career. Talent. Tag your team. Find me one.
All right, man. We've been on the road for a while now.
Yeah, we've been on the road for a while. Sheesh. Yes.
How you like it? I know the answer to this. I know what you're going to say, but I want to hear it. Had nothing to do with me. Had nothing to do with Ro. Had nothing to do with the team.
How does Punch like the road?
How do you like traveling? How do you like not being in the crib?
I love it. No, I hate it.
I know.
First of all, I'm scared shitless now. In the last 3 days.
Oh my God, bro. It's bad.
There's been a plane crash, a plane on fire, and then a plane crash in the street in Philadelphia.
It's getting wicked, bro.
And that's been almost, that's day after day after day. There was the tragic plane crash with the helicopter and the plane in DC. Then it was the tragedy of the plane crashing and losing control in Philadelphia. Then there was I don't think this was tragic, but it's just horrific and scary that the plane was on fire in Houston.
I didn't even see that one.
And then there was a plane that had to go back to Nigeria maybe 2 weeks ago.
I saw that. Emergency.
And oh my gosh. Guys,
back, bro. It's bad.
Y'all don't know. You don't know what fear is until you feel severe turbulence.
That's just scary, bro. I can't even lie. That's just scary, bro. A couple times I was shook. I'm shook on the plane.
I've been shot at. I've been in terrible situations. I've been in scenarios where I thought we was going to die. And nothing has scared me ever more than severe turbulence.
That's bad. That's scary. Not about getting
your stomach is in your fucking ears when that turbulence drop down. You don't know what is going to happen. And I have, like, listen, I helped get this guy on his first couple flight. Like, it's just got
100%.
his passport.
I got my passport because of this.
It's like, and before you're 21.
Crazy, bro. Crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
The story is crazy.
It's insane. Like, it's insane. To just watch, again, giving somebody a chance to just blossom into something that you can see. A lot of people don't want to give the chance because it's a fearful position to be like, if I give somebody this chance, what's going to happen if they become big and they don't need me anymore? And a lot of people operate from that space. A lot of people operate from that space. No, it's a horrific way to think. It's a horrific way to think because as a talent, if you're not willing to help, your people, it's a horrific.
Who will?
Space
You know what I mean? And on top of it, like, I do get it because there are some people that are scum. You know what I mean? You gotta know the people. You gotta know the people at the end of the day. You know what I mean? You gotta be tried and true. You just gotta know what's going on.
1,000%. I think you just gotta take gambles. I've put on rappers that I've literally walked. Let me tell you, the reason why this game has hurt me sometimes, I have gotten rappers deals. I've made some of my rapper friends that were worth $0 in Brooklyn. Just being honest, they weren't worth nothing. I mean, I wasn't worth much more. We were just both broke on the come up. But I've walked some of my friends into music labels, walked them into getting a contract offer, walked them into getting that email up. They came back with an offer. I've watched this, and some of them, it's like, I've hit in the interviews, and I'll just be like, damn, not even a shout. That's rough. That's rough. At the end of the day, I always tell everybody like this. I would be a bitter man if I was broke. I don't know if I could handle it if I was broke. Yeah. I don't know if I could handle it with grace. I probably would have just got aggressive and tried to do something to one of them. And that's what you see. That's what you see on the internet, where you see like old friends and be like, "Yo, that friend is dissing them." It's because they didn't get the money to make it. I don't want to empower money so much, but money will make you forget things. Like, there are rappers that have done me bad, but I have more money than them.
Like, fuck it. Yeah,
my house is bigger than theirs. I joked the other day, we could put some of the rappers that I've helped their house on my lawn. So it makes their actions be very dismissive to me. That's being honest. You get what I'm saying? We live on acres. So it makes it easier for me to go, whatever. They don't know what they're doing. But if I was broke, if this is Punch that was still in Canarsie, I don't know if I could just deal with the level of dismissiveness that some of these people have shown. I don't know if I could eat that pill, because these people are not understanding that they're dismissing all of your efforts, which is all of your pain, all of your struggle. Sometimes you gotta borrow money to just hold yourself down. Like, I need a fit. Yeah. Yo, hold me down. Like, you're doing a lot of sacrifices to kind of sometimes create the image like, yo, y'all are winning. You get what I mean? At the beginning, this is the beginning talk. A lot of people are just faking it, right? And that's cool. I don't judge it. The reason why I don't judge people that's faking is because the only people that you could affect faking are the people that don't know. Everybody that knows that you're faking. Mm-hmm. You can only convince, like, people can only wear, wear the toughness to people who aren't tough.
Facts.
Because the people who are really in the street will go, this nigga's not like that.
Yeah.
It's not even a big thing.
Course, yeah.
It's not. Nobody's. It's and only the people who are like new to the street are gonna be excited to even expose it.
Of course.
Oh, he not even like who cares?
Yeah.
The people who are really like that gunplay, that violence, that aggression, or whatever it is, right? If they really like that, they don't even care. They're just like, he's not real. Stay out of his.
Yeah.
Let me stay out of this guy's way before he does something to make me have to do something for real.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And the problem is that while faking, while doing this, while doing that, if you go through it and then people don't notice it, how do you deal with that that pill to swallow every day. You can't. You start bugging out. And that's when you get those rappers who they're old friends, or the rapper who has like the whole crew that used to be around him, right? The rapper who had the whole crew. Now all of a sudden that crew not around, and now they're all dissing him. Sometimes it's deserved, but a lot of times it's because they didn't make enough money to just ignore the shit that the rapper did. And I don't want to just say rapper. Sometimes it's talent. It could be an athlete. It could be a clothes designer. The person who becomes successful has an obligation to do right by the people who help them get there. It's not an obligation to everybody. It's an obligation to do right to the people that helped you get there. And don't overlook the simple things, because those things affect it. Like I'm saying, yo, bro, every time you went to the studio, somebody went and just got you food. Yeah, it might just have been McDonald's or pizza, but that $20 to that person, everything.
Meant a lot.
Yo, finances are so subjective to the person's totality of wealth. If someone gives you $100, you'd be like, yo, they only give me $100. If you don't know how much money they have in total, please do not demean the $100.
Of course.
The biggest thing that I've learned is this, right? When we're gauging efforts, right? When we're gauging efforts from people, never put, pardon me, when we're gauging efforts from people, never put a value on things relative to you. And I want to break that down. I know people who will be like, yo, this person gave me $100. What's the big deal? And I'll be like,
let's see, only 200.
Yeah, like if you go $100 to you is nothing, but to that person they got $200. They just gave you half of their entire, like everything they own. They literally gave you half of everything they own just to help you. Everybody got to stop being so quick to judge and so quick to be like just so quick to just dismiss people's effort and really look and go, yo, could I have done it without that $100? And if it was just $100, why didn't I just put it up? You get me? Why didn't I just put it up?
Yeah.
It's because I needed it. And now that I have the money, let me not put a dismissive behavior on the $100.
Yeah.
Let me remember. This is how you got to put value on people's efforts. Don't value the amount. Value the relativity to their totality. You get what I'm saying? Like value, yeah, I remember when you gave me half of all your money to hold me down. Don't remember that person gave you $100.
Facts.
Remember that person gave you half of everything they had.
You gotta look at it half full, not half empty.
That's how you got that. That would change. That would change so much if we start thinking about the relativeness to the totality. Then people would literally there'd be so much kinder. If people looked at it and said, yo, you gave me 25% of everything you had. So if that person now got 10,000, you should be able to be like, look, I gave you 25. 25 is a lot of money. Yeah, but again, it's a lot of money to the person who doesn't have it. If you got 10,000, it's the same exact thing as someone who had $100 and then they gave you 25. It's the same exact thing. And people, yo, man, I just want people to do better, and I want to pull people cards to stop the bullshit and stop fronting and really, 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 really do better. That's the part that I'm at with it. I'm just saying.
This one's kind of like a double part question, but this is like it's impactful. So it's like, find me one lie. This is episode 1. Yeah. Long term. Yeah. What do you want from this? How do you want the people to be impacted? What do you want them to take home from this? All that.
I really want I want people to understand that I take life serious and the understanding of it serious. I do love like the life coaching aspect of being able to help people like get life in order. I look at myself as a performance coach, and I feel like the way to really get the best out of people sometimes is by sitting down, taking the time and having these convos. And with the Find Me One Live podcast, the same way that I used to do Find Me One Live, which is that harsh, in-your-face, brash, aggressive, painful, ice-cold advice and perspective is exactly how I want the pod to be taken. Like, I want people to tune into this and go, I just know that I'm not going to hear the cutest stuff, but I'm going to hear gems that I need to hear.
Of course, yeah.
And I'm going to need to hear all of this content in a position, in a way that it's like, this is helping me more than hurting. And that's what I think I want to hear the most. I really want to hear people be like, yo, the pod helped me. It helped me take shit more serious. It helped me stop making this mistake. It helped me stop making these excuses. I really want people to just take life more serious.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about music and media here and there. But realistically, I really want to hover in on life. And really get life right. Because when you get life right, money flows. Relationships do better. You feel better. You're healthy. Everything just feels better when life is in order. You know, and that's really where I'm at with it. You know,
that little extra motivation, this shit gonna take people far. I get it. Yeah.
I'm Punch the songwriter. I'm Punch the producer. I'm Punch the DJ. I'm Punch the manager. But when I'm on Find Me One Lie, I'm Punch the motivator. I'm Punch the performance. Like let's up it. Let's up the pressure. I'm Punch the life coach. I'm on it. Cause some people need that. And when some people get reminded of kind of who I am, there's some people like, yo, why do I even want to listen to him? Yo, there's some of y'all that know I'm really from Canarsie and I'm really from Brooklyn and I was really normal and I really grew up from a Vincentian Caribbean mother that didn't really know much better and that crazy. And I literally went to literally being worth over $1 million living in a mansion, having a $200,000 truck outside, having bedrooms, 10-car driveway. My life is different now. I came up and it's real. There's people that literally, it's real. This is very real. This is not Photoshop. This is my real life. I didn't cheat, no lawsuit, no scam dollars. There's nothing. This really happened. And when they see that and go, how the hell did it happen? Well, I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to give it to you the coldest way possible. Find me one lie. Hello. Yeah. You know, that's just that. That's the zone that I'm on with it, man. But before we get out of here, I just want to applaud, man. You just did your first podcast, man.
That's it, man. I'm hyped, man. That's it.
How did
one in the books?
Yeah, you got one. It's gonna be 100 more.
That's it. This ain't
but now that you just did, you did good. Did good, guys. It's comfortable, natural, just
regular,
perfect. This is good.
We in the building, man. That's it.
I mean, you've been on stages in front of 40, 50,000 people. I mean, I get it.
This ain't no. It's a cam, bro.
It's a couple cameras, a bunch of lights.
That's it. What can I say?
You know, don't let the podcast go to your head, man. Find me one live. We out of here.
All right.